Hello, my name is Paula Margulis. I'm a sales representative with Keller Williams Real Estate Associates, and I'm one half of Working on Common Ground, working alongside my partner and my mom for the past 11 years. Welcome to this month's Property on Point with Paula, a fast-paced Q&A session where I answer all of your burning questions. The interviews are published monthly on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. If you don't already follow us there, please check it out. You can check it out on our Facebook Working on Common Ground page, and you can also visit our Laura Gutierrez and Paula Margulis YouTube channel. Yeah, you can. Huge thanks to all that have already followed and subscribed. Before we roll into today's interview, I have a very quick update as it relates to Working on Common Ground and the community. We are in the final month of our draw, folks. Have you entered? In appreciation of our past and future clients who get to be up to date with us, Working on Common Ground team, we are awarding a gift from one of our affiliates, Made Pro Cleaning Services, a $500 gift certificate to one lucky Newsflash subscriber. That is our monthly newsletter. Step one, if you are not a subscriber, you absolutely get to go to our website, www.lauragutierrez.com/newsflash/subscribe. And all you have to do is when you get that email, hit reply, enter me to win, and so shall it be. Now, for the juicy. I'd like to introduce my guest, Jason Mcguire with Real Property Management Services. Jason is a dedicated entrepreneur in his business who gives 110% to his work. Jason has worked in property management and in real estate industry for years. I know this. We've been friends for years. And he applies both of his knowledge and skills to ensure clients of Real Property Management Service getting exactly what they need and desire out of their investments. On top of that, he always comes up with a great solution for day-to-day challenges. He is there to save the day. Welcome, Jason.
Hi, Paula. Thanks. And I think you forgot one thing.
Tell me.
I could also use a $500 cleaning, so make sure I get signed up.
Let's get you subscribed, shall we? You are absolutely eligible as a dear friend of mine, 110%. So Jason, we're going to talk about all things property management related. I have some questions for you. As we work, Mom and I work with folks who are considering taking the leap into investment properties to become landlords for the first time. Today, we get to give these folks and anyone else who's looking at taking on this action in the future some valuable takeaways about what it might be to make these dreams come true. So Jason, if I wanted to be a landlord, what would it take?
The reality is in Ontario, it doesn't take much to actually become a landlord. But I think a lot of people don't notice that there is a difference between being a real estate investor and being what a landlord is. A lot of people, much like yourself, spend years getting education, get a profession, practice in the field, where most people become landlords almost overnight. And they need to understand that we are in a regulated industry that has rules that everybody has to play by. And obviously you can go down the path yourself and learn, or you can engage professionals like yourself to help you guide you along the way. And so if I had to put one thing to anybody about what they need to know about being a landlord, it would be get educated first so you can understand the business that you're stepping into.
What kind of education would you suggest that they get or support?
For sure. So you're not going to attend a college course or something like this because they don't make them. But there are resources out there. You can work with professional companies like our own or other property management offices to help you understand what landlording means. You can go out and check out, resources through the government. An organization that I volunteer with, the Landlord Self-Help Center, provides a lot of support for small landlords to understand what it is to be in the business of landlording. And then, of course, obviously, there's a whole trove of realtors out there who have a lot of experience dealing with investors. And, I encourage them just as much as the landlords themselves to get out and know the industry, because there's always going to be something new to learn, no matter how long you've been in this game.
100%, absolutely. And generally, how I like to show up for my people who are choosing this action is to, tap their resources. Resources are the source of information because you don't have access to a college program or even some courses that say, here's how to be a landlord. So assets, resources look like this, folks. Jason Mcguire and my mom and I. You need a realtor, A, to make that investment action materialize for you. And then Jason is you as a landlord in lieu, or he can be your consult advisor as you show up as a landlord. So no matter what, folks, there are opportunities and resources up the yin yang to support you with this decision. Thank you, Jason. What can someone expect once they become a landlord? Benefits, breakdowns, breakthroughs?
You know, I'd say most people have a great time being a landlord. And that's, you know, in all honesty, because most people make great tenants. You know, like any industry, there's always going to be a few bad apples, but that's what they are. They're a few.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people get along fine with their tenants. They can enjoy owning rental properties, and they just have a good time at it. And we're always happy to see that. What we like to work with people, you know, and I'm not in insurance, but I like to take this approach, is how to prepare for the worst thing that could happen. How do you set yourself up to win, and no matter what the situation is? So when we start engaging with new realtors or with new clients, it's all about working towards what that vision is and not hoping you get there, but planning to get there. And so there's a lot more behind the scenes action and in-depth items that people don't see on a surface level, but they truly enjoy the benefits of.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a really juicy process, but you did hit some triggers there, which is you want to set yourself up for excellence because quite likely, you know, there will be breakdowns. Something else you mentioned that is a trigger is having reasonable, accountable tenants, right? So we're going to go there in a second, but I wanted to plant a seed for the folks that are listening. Sourcing tenants is not basic. Sourcing tenants is not frivolous. Sourcing tenants takes also some navigation, maneuvering, and some knowledge. So I'm going to bring that to Jason right now.
Sure.
Let's talk about that.
Talking about finding tenants, you know, anyone can throw an ad on Facebook and get inquiries. You know, not rocket science. What happens though is what do you do when these people start reaching out to inquire to you? And this is where I would tell you your screening process for tenants really needs to start from that first point of contact. And what you're really doing is almost a gut check along the entire way. And so every time you connect with somebody, you know, much like when you engage with a professional, you have to gauge what their behavior is. How does what they tell you before match up what they're telling you in the future? When you find someone that's seen the property and really likes it and they're making an application, does everything they tell you in the application line up with the story you've had so far? You know, when you're starting to do these reference checks, you know, calling, you know, landlords, current, past, job verifications, I highly stress pulling your own credit reports every time. Editing documents these days is just far too easy. So this is where you really get into the minutia of trying to select the right tenants. And then a little warning I'll throw out there is that, you know, Ontario human rights plays a huge part in housing these days. And so in any time you're going to disqualify a tenant, be very careful you understand what is allowed and what is not. And where we see a lot of people get trapped is disqualifying tenants based on income alone. And is that be considered illegal? And there are fines and potentially penalties that are associated with actions like that. And a lot of small landlords fall into that trap.
100%.
So, you know, if you're not sure, reach out, ask, you know, I'm sure you can find a great resource, or we can always help you down that path as well too.
For sure. And for all of those folks that are watching us and watching this video, you only know what you know. And the second you take a piece of humble pie and say, I really don't know what I'm doing or how I'm going to show up for this activity, in that level of humility, you get to acknowledge, okay, I need this information. I get to do my due diligence. I get to show up. I get to be practical, reasonable, and realize you may not have all the information, but you get to tap your resources, hence Jason and myself. And we're not here to take the job away from you. I know that there is that possibility. If you don't want to be a hands-on landlord, here comes Jason with Real Property Management. Just 1 second, Jason. But you also get to get educated. The Landlord-Tenant Tribunal, the rules and regulations, the humanitarian measures that you get to consider. So I feel like this is an excellent segue into your offering, Jason. What are some of the benefits of using a property management company such as yourself and Real Property Management?
Oh, yes. Most time, small landlords will reach out to a professional property manager when they want to focus on growing their portfolio. They would engage a professional management company to come in, handle all activities associated with the property. So you consider your pain points, with your tenant finding, your accounting, your overseeing of the maintenance, your relationships. Professional property manager will step in and make sure that all those things are acting in your best interest. And what they really allow you to do is go to bed at night knowing that somebody else has got it handled for you.
Yeah, that sounds really great. At this time in my life, I have learned to delegate, and I used to have unserving feelings about it previously, but now I love it, and it's so rewarding.
And I'm sure you've learned that when you delegate, you can grow.
Right? Yes.
You can focus on the activities that truly make you money.
100%. And in that space, I feel safe. I feel protected. I feel responsible. I feel like I'm managing my stuff, including tenancy. So that's super amazing. Jason, what can our community come to you for, and what type of support and services can you share specifically?
Specifically, all right. I would say if anybody ever has a question or concern, reach out. We've got consultants available to talk to you anything relating to landlording. We do specialize in, the smaller landlords, smaller multiplexes, single family homes, really in the Greater Toronto area at this time. So if you're encountering a problem with your property or with your tenant, our office has support and resources here available to you. We can connect you with a consultant, or if you really want, we can step right inside and help you navigate through the problem itself.
Awesome. That's super fantastic. Jason, before we call it the day, is there anything else you'd like to share about RPM with us or yourself?
I always like to say I could go on forever about myself, and that's not always a great thing, but it's always a topic I do enjoy. I would say if anybody doesn't know me and wants to get to know me, feel free to ask. We love working with great people, and we love promoting an environment where great people can thrive. And if you ever want to experience what that's like, just pick up the phone. We're always here.
Yeah. Yes, folks. RPM has been my go-to for, gosh, I can't even think now, Jason, how long, like 5, 6, 7 years? I don't even know.
It's been a while since we started,
Yeah. And there is not another source that I go to for all relevant content to this particular subject matter, except for you, Jason. You've always had my back. You've always supported my people and my world. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. And without further ado, I'd like to express my gratitude for sharing this space with you today and having you on Property on Point with Paula. I didn't think it would be this fun. Haven't seen you in a little while. Love the beard. I want to share my gratitude for your insights and your support. And folks, any questions, comments, or concerns, you can come to me. You can reach Jason directly after you see this video. There will be his contact information for easy access. Thank you to everybody for watching. Please do reach out. As always, we are here for you. Could the Working on Common Ground team provide top-level service for your friends and family too? Absolutely. With your introduction, we'd be glad to be of support. Wishing you, Jason, a blessed, joyful day. Same to all of you folks out there. Wishing you love. Talk soon.